production of energy creates jobs and attracts investment capital. The development of the Eagle Ford Shale in southwest Texas has helped turn the U.S. into a net oil exporter. Only Saudi Arabia produces more oil. But the boom is just beginning. A new adjacent field called the Burgos Basin is expected to drive even greater production.
We spend a lot of time talking about the region as it relates to the Burgos Basin and what's going on with Eagle Ford as well, but we forget that equally important is going to be the offshore oil production that's going to occur directly off our coast. We're seeing that coming closer and closer to us in the Western Gulf. But equally significant is going to be on the Mexican side of this imaginary line that separates the U.S. waters from the Mexican waters, is an equal amount of offshore oil exploration and productions.
The Burgos Basin, just across the Rio Grande in Mexico, is estimated to have 8 times the energy deposits of the Eagle Ford Shale play in Texas. Mexican law was changed to allow outside companies to explore and develop the resource. And so the Rio Grande Valley of South Texas finds itself sitting in the midst of 2 great energy land sites, as well as increasing offshore exploration.
What an impact. I mean, there's been talk that with Eagle Ford Shale, that's just nothing compared to what we're going to be experiencing with the group from Mexico. I mean, right now we're aligning our schools, our technical schools, our community colleges to align up with curriculums that are going to benefit not only this area but Mexico, and making sure that we have a strong workforce.
While production continues in the Eagle Ford and preparation begins in the Rio Grande Valley for the Burgos field, formal agreements were reached between colleges and universities on both sides of the border to provide technical education to meet the demand for a skilled workforce. Taking economic advantage of geographic circumstance requires more than just time and money, and Valley leadership has begun an unprecedented level of cooperation to realize a shared vision.
I think the vision for us has always been is how we connect the component of education with work opportunities and with business development. And I think the vision was initially how to transform an agricultural area that lost a lot of that to other parts of the world. But more significantly is how do you reduce unemployment, how do you reduce poverty, and we're finding ways to do that.
The Rio Grande Valley will become a staging location for the vast Burgos Basin. The Port of Brownsville, which was just named the #1 foreign trade zone exporter in the U.S. for the 2nd year in a row, will see imports continue to increase in order to serve energy companies needing to move production equipment south of the border. And while the workers in the Eagle Ford often struggle to find housing, the Valley will be able to accommodate Burgos employees who are likely to regularly commute across the river, much like traveling to offshore operations. The economic impact for South Texas can be transformative. The prevailing economic analysis is that the Eagle Ford Shale has led the American recovery from the Great Recession. In 2013 alone, $46 billion was invested here. The numbers suggest that the Rio Grande Valley could benefit greatly from the development of the Burgos Basin in nearby Mexico. Fossil fuels are not the only abundant resource blessing the Rio Grande Valley. Proximity to the Gulf of Mexico means there is persistent wind for electricity generation. Duke Energy and E.ON have built hundreds of windmills in Willacy and Cameron County, and Duke expects to have 200 more windmills spinning in Starr County when construction is finished at additional sites by 2016. Neighboring Hidalgo County also plans a wind farm. And as demand increases for electricity, the Cross Valley Project will build a $309 million 345 kilovolt line from North Edinburgh to Brownsville to ensure there is the needed energy for anticipated growth. But in Starr County, the hundreds of millions of dollars invested have increased employment by 30% and created a new economy.
We know now we're keeping a lot of our residents. They're able to go to school here, they're able to find jobs, and a lot of the viable opportunities for people to take advantage of those are now available. And so the future moving forward to us looks great. We think the future leads to Starr County, and we think that moving forward 20 years from now, this one sleepy town is going to give a lot to talk about.
The Starr County projects have delivered an 18% increase in hotel tax collections annually and 7 to 8% monthly jumps in sales tax revenues, which means better services for citizens. And the construction of a natural gas pipeline through the county from the Eagle Ford to Mexico will deliver energy to power plants south of the border until the Burgos is developed and natural gas flows back north for liquefaction and export from Brownsville, continuing an historic tradition of cross-border business and cooperation that is attracting global attention from investors and entrepreneurs.
The way we look at our area here is we're one big international metropolitan area that has a river running through it. Now ours is a little bit different in that it is an international border, but it doesn't stop the flow of commerce back and forth across the river.
In fact, that provides a competitive advantage to reach international markets and explore resources in a tropical place known as the Magic Valley, where there is almost as much opportunity as there is sunshine.